Hey guys, it's Wonsky here, and today we're back in Elite Dangerous, and I'm going to take a look at the Adder, which is one of the new ships that was added in Gamma 2. So here it is right here, and this ship it's basically, it's an update to the Hauler, or an upgrade from the Hauler, but it seems to sit kind of between the Sidewinder and the Cobra, realistically. So I would kind of look at this as more of a general purpose ship, whereas the Hauler is more of a cargo ship. But I mean, you can see that we've got some decent weapons hardpoints here. We've got two utilities, two small hardpoints and one medium hardpoint, and we've also got a few internal compartments. So anyway, let's purchase this, and I'm going to have to lose my hauler because I don't have enough credits all by itself, but I've got plenty of parts, expensive parts on the hauler, so let's buy this. And I should have enough money left over, or I think it's going to give me a fair bit of money back actually, so I should definitely have enough money to purchase some upgrades. I'm not sure how much this station actually has to offer. Okay, so we're in. Let's have a look around the cockpit. This is actually a two-seater, which is interesting. I wonder if there's anything more back there. It doesn't look like it. So that's an interesting looking cockpit. I'm not sure how great the visibility is actually going to be, but I'd say it's a bit better than the hauler was though. So, alright, that's pretty interesting. Anything interesting down here? Not really. Got a cup holder. Everybody likes cup holders. Okay, let's go to Starport Services, and we'll go to the outfitting screen and see what we can actually do with this bad boy. Okay, so here's our hard points, and let's try to get an outside look of the ship. So it obviously looks fairly similar to the hauler, unsurprisingly, really. It's by the same manufacturer, and I think it's probably supposed to be like an updated version of it. So we can see our jump range is pretty good. It's not fantastic, but I think it might be better than the stock hauler. I'm not sure about that though. And there's no frameshift drives for sale here, so I won't really be able to do anything about that. But let's have a look at what we can do with this medium hardpoint. So we can do some pulse lasers, some beam lasers, which I can't afford that. Okay, we could also set it up as a mining ship if I wanted to. And we've got two pulse lasers down here. So this top one, if that's the top, I'm assuming that it is, this could actually be good for a turret or something, and then you'd have your two pulse lasers down here. And what do we got here? All the normal sort of stuff. That's an expensive cargo scanner. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest of our slots. We've got the standard armors. Could put a power plant in it. We've only got Class A power plants here, which are far too expensive. So, what can we do down here? So we've already got two cargo racks, and we've got an empty compartment. This is interesting. So, I'm pretty sure this station has capacity 8s available. Yes, it does. This is going to obviously decrease my maximum jump range when I'm fully loaded, but it's worth having, I think. Yeah, so I'll put a couple of these on. Given that trading is still a pretty good way of making money, and I'll replace this one as well if I can. What's the biggest I can put on here? So it looks like the capacity 4 is probably the best I can do here for this slot, so we'll put that on. Okay, so what's that? That's a fuel tank. So I'm going to keep the shields on for this one, but let's see what we can do with this compartment here. A fuel scoop, given that our fuel tank is capacity 8, I don't think a fuel scoop is really necessary, especially because I'm not going to spec this out for exploration right now, so I'll probably put something else in here. And I'm thinking, if I want to do a bit of combat, maybe a shield cell bank is actually a good idea. I'm not sure, I haven't actually used one of these before, so maybe not. But it's, yeah, so I could put a capacity 4 cargo rack in there. Decisions. I could do an interdictor actually, that could be interesting. Let's try that. Fuck it, why not? Okay, this could get interesting now. So what am I going to do here? I've got two weapons there. Let's put a... Yeah, let's go a kill warrant scanner. Let's spec this out for bounty hunting. Why not? Okay, so we got a kill warrant scanner there, and... I don't know about that. Probably not quite useful. Okay, so let's put something on our medium hardpoint too. What's it going to be? I think it's going to be a pulse laser, which is going to use most of our power when deployed. But let's do it anyway. Spending all the money. What about these ones? Can I do anything better? These are turreted ones, that's interesting. That could be worth doing. Okay, so we've got our ship all outfitted, at least with some sort of basic outfitting that should hopefully work. So I've got my fire grip set, so let's launch out of here and see what we can see. And I think what I'm going to do is go looking for a signal source. I don't believe that there's any war zones in Seoul at the moment, although I may be wrong about that. So let's put my landing gear in. And it is interesting having to deal with this visibility. I think it is slightly limited in terms of looking kind of upwards, if that makes sense. Oh, that was loud. Alright, so let's get out of here. So I've got full power to the engines. It's not the fastest ship, I think. Probably top speed, similar if not a little bit slower than the hauler, I think. It feels like it's more maneuverable though, especially once I drop speed a bit. So that could be interesting. But anyway, let's go into Super Cruise. And we'll see if we can find anything to pew pew. Hopefully something with a bounty, so that I can get a bit of money for it. Okay, so I remembered the Sol system had a nav beacon, so I'm heading there. We should be able to find some wanted NPCs around this nav beacon. And with the kill warrant scanner, basically what I'm planning on doing is I'll scan them before I actually start shooting, and that will let me know if they have bounties from outside the Sol system, basically. The risk with that, and apparently there's also a bug that's been introduced in one of these latest versions of Gamma 2, but I think the risk is that I kind of get the federal authorities chasing me if I shoot the wrong person. And apparently it's very easy to lose reputation and difficult to get it back if you do things the wrong way, so we'll have to be careful of that. And it looks like I might be about to overshoot this as well, which would not be ideal. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it out in time. Yep, I think I got it. Maybe. Alright, there we go. Good stuff. So there's also a risk of running into players in here as well. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So, what do we got in front of us? Got a Sidewinder here, Master, let's give him a scan. Kill warrant scanner takes a little bit of time to actually work. So he's apparently clean. Let's see if he's still clean after I scan him. Yep, I think so. Unless I have to look in here. Yeah, no bounty record. Okay. So I guess I'm just going to keep doing this until I find somebody who it's safe to shoot at. Like this guy maybe? Whose name is Steve Bodie. Interesting name. Just waiting for this kill warrant scanner to do its thing. Nope. This might take a little while. Okay, so it looks like Reg Danford Cordingly up ahead is a wanted man. He's harmless and his Cobra apparently does not have any shields. So all we have to do is fly up towards him and we'll see how this goes. I'll run the kill warrant scanner before I get there as well, just in case. And hopefully he doesn't have too many friends around him. My weapons are actually in range now. Kill warrant scanner just came into range, so let's run this. And we'll see if we get anything interesting on him. His bounty is about 4,000 credits, by the looks of it. Oh, it's gone up now, 6,500 I think that said. Alright, so let's put full power to my weapons. And I'll get a bit closer to him. It looks like he might be running. Oh, he's angry now. I'm not sure if I'm actually close enough to damage him. I think I've done 1% damage. Yeah, I am hitting him, but it's not doing much. There we go, we're getting closer now so I can put some more accurate fire onto him. Although my weapons are running out of juice very quickly, so I'm going to have to get a better power plant. Which isn't a surprise really. Oh, look at that Cobra. Maybe I should put the turret onto a different fire group as well, so that one's firing when the others aren't. All things to think about. Just trying to find this guy right now. It looks like somebody else might be shooting at him too. Unless they're shooting at this eagle in front of me. Hopefully they don't steal the kill. That's a bit of a problem in Elite. Like, you can do all the work taking down an NPC, and then another NPC just comes in, fires one shot and kills your target. This one seems to be going fairly easily, as you would expect. I mean, the guy has a harmless combat rating, which I think for the AI is pretty indicative that it's going to be an easy fight. I mean, realistically, he hasn't done anything at all except for fire off a couple of pot shots at me. It's also not the best combat test of this ship, just because of how easy it is to fight this guy. It's also, let me put a bit more power to my engine so I can be a bit more maneuverable. There we go. He's almost dead now. I'm not sure if he's carrying any cargo. Maybe I should get a cargo scanner, but it's not that necessary for bounty hunting anyway, I don't think. And we're just chasing his dot around. There he is. Good thing about having the turret on the top hard point is that I can blaze away with that even when the rest of my weapons can't actually fire. And there we go. There is our bounty. So 6,700 credits. It doesn't look like he dropped anything, but still that's some decent cash. And I'd say the ADA has proven itself, although again, that wasn't exactly a difficult fight. I'm being scanned by this security service Viper. So what else have we got around us? Not much by the looks of it. I might fly closer towards this nav beacon. There should be some more ships nearby. And we'll see if we can find another bad guy to shoot at. Okay, so this hauler up ahead is wanted, Johannes Asata. So let's basically do exactly the same thing. We get up close to him, we'll run the kill warrant scanner, and we will see what we can see. So what's his current bounty? Competent, it's only 1,350 credits. We'll see if that changes after we run the scanner, which seems to have a range of about 2.5 kilometers. So this is actually kind of good. It means you can start scanning at that distance. By the time you finish scanning, it's hopefully close enough to actually get into combat. Although, just as I say that, it didn't quite work out that way this time. And that's where a faster ship like a Viper or something would come in handy, just because you could get really close to the enemy and just keep him within range. Okay, so that's completed that time. His bounty stayed exactly the same, so I guess he doesn't have anything outside of this system. So let's start firing. And I have to put more power to my weapons. And we've actually got two enemies here by the looks of it. I guess this guy might have had a friend. So where is he? Basically just following his blip on the radar at the moment. There he is. It looks like there's another 2 enemies now. This guy must be popular. Hopefully they're not armed. Oh, it looks like he's dropping cargo. Interesting. He's nearly dead. See if I can get him before he jumps out, because I think that's what he's trying to do. There we go, he's dead. What did he drop? Oh, battle weapons, toxic waste. Battle weapons could be worth taking. But, oh, we got an ASP against us. That's interesting. That one may be a fight that I'm not going to win. Who's this shooting at me? That's the Federal Security Service Viper. Wonderful. Alright, well I'm not going to stick around and get shot at by the Federals. So I think I might just bail out of here. Do I actually have a bounty on me? Does not look like it. So let's just charge up. Oh god, my shields are down. That's just wonderful. Let's try and avoid the rest of this damage that he's doing to me. See, this is one thing that's kind of annoying about this. I mean, I was clearly taking out an enemy. My thrusters are malfunctioning. I was clearly taking out a wanted enemy, but the Federals are still after me. And I didn't pick up any illegal cargo or anything like that. Jesus, look at all the heat damage I'm taking too. I'm not sure what that's from. It's probably from the thruster malfunction. I'm just trying to avoid damage at the moment. And that's getting really high, that heat damage. I don't have a heat sink or anything that I can deploy. This could end up really badly for me. As long as I get into Super Cruise, it should be okay though.
Warning, temperature critical.
Yeah, the heat's dropping now.
Warning, taking heat damage.
Okay, I'm just going to try and beeline my way to the nearest station, which I think is Burnell. Could be Daedalus. And the heat is dropping. It's actually at a safe level now. So what's my hull is down to 56%. So that didn't end well for me, really. It's a good thing I got out of there when I did, I think. At least I've got a couple of bounties I can claim. Interesting, one of them is actually in Empire space. Well, there you go. So, I think for some basic combat like we saw, and to be fair, I'm hardly the greatest combat pilot in this game. I think the ship it's definitely got potential, I think. Especially with some upgrades, like some better thrusters, a better power plant so you can shoot for longer. Lag. I think a power plant, especially with the weapons that I've got on at the moment, a power plant would definitely be useful. But yeah, I think it's definitely got some potential as being a kind of a hybrid ship, so a combination of a trader and a fighter, maybe not a fighter, but... And that's what I was saying earlier about it being kind of like it's like a poor man's Cobra, I think. That's the impression that I get from it. It can do a bit of everything, like, you know, you could spec it up for exploration or for hardcore trading, or like what I'm doing now, a little bit of bounty hunting, and it's still got room to do a bit of trading as well. So I think it's definitely a ship that's worth getting. I mean, previously I would have said, you know, you would go from Sidewinder to Hauler to Cobra. Now, with this ship being available, I think you might go Sidewinder to the Cobra. I think this ship would prepare you for a Cobra a lot better than a Hauler will. Just because it does have that combat capability, which a Hauler simply doesn't. Not realistically anyway. But yeah, it's a pretty good little ship. I will say the cockpit is taking a bit of getting used to. I think the visibility isn't fantastic, and you do want decent visibility in a fighter. But yeah, overall I think it's a pretty decent ship. So it's definitely worth checking out. So let's land in here and I'll see what my repair bill is going to be for all this. And if I get lucky, they might even have some components available. Can I even afford components? Not really. Where am I landing? Landing pad 4. Okay. And I think I'm coming at this from the wrong side, but we'll find out.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
Yeah, I'm facing the wrong way around here.
Landing gear deployed.
That probably could have gone a bit better. There we go. Another sloppy but still somewhat successful landing. I say before I've actually managed to land. Well, there we go. That was a bit silly. Okay, let's see what this repair bill is going to be. 1,177 credits. That's not bad. So, combat bonds, is that where I want to be? Ah, bounty vouchers. And I guess I'll have to go into Empire space to get that other one. Oh, so the Adder, it's yeah, it's definitely a ship worth looking at, I think, and it's a good one to expand the I wouldn't say starting ships, but it's a good alternative to have, because previously you had the Hauler, or I guess the Eagle, maybe the Viper, although I think the Viper's a bit more expensive than it used to be. But now you've got somewhere kind of between the two, so that's a good place to be, I think. And holy shit, there's a frameshift drive. How much is this going to cost? Well, there we go. The I think that's the best one I can afford, and that gets me up to 10 light years fully laden, which is nice. So you can see, as soon as you start getting some upgrades available, this ship will also be a lot more capable. Like this power plant would allow me to fire for a lot longer. These thrusters, if I could afford them, would probably make me a bit more maneuverable. The only thing that I would really want was sensors, and it doesn't have that. But the power distributor, that would, I think that allows, it actually may be the power distributor that allows you to fire for longer, or it could be a combination of the two, I guess. Anyway, well, I'm going to have to look at this stuff in a bit greater detail, but, well, I think I'll end this here. So that is the Adder. It's a pretty cool ship to have, I think. So stay tuned to the channel. The Elite launch is obviously, I think, about a day away. It might even be less by the time this video goes up, so I will have some stuff coming out then. I'm imagining there'll be a few changes or maybe features added on launch day, and obviously the story missions and stuff become available on launch day, so that stuff is all going to be pretty cool. But yeah, so until then, I've been Vonska. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.